Okay, today we're going to be adding images to the layout you make in Illustrator. So basically and as you can see, I am showing the grid. That's just to help line things up. So first I kind of want to deselect this there and move this over it's a little more centered. I'll adjust it later for the sake of making this video not too terribly long. I'm gonna leave most things basically as they are, even if they're not perfectly aligned already. Okay, so to add thumbnails like this one for the videos, you can create them in, I've got a document where for thumbnails right here. You need to take a screenshot of the video that you want to make a thumbnail of, and you can place that here on a layer, and the ratio for the widescreen of a thumbnail should be about 16:9. So here I have one that is that ratio up to 133 by 75, I think, pixels. So that's how big it needs to be. And then on this layer I made a button, so there'll be a play button. By using the grid, if you hold down the shift key while you make a circle, it'll make a perfect circle. And I used the pen tool to make a triangle for the play button in the middle. I used effects to add also an outer glow around the edge of the circle, so that no matter if the background is light or colorful like that, or if it's dark like this gray one, the button will be able to show up because it'll contrast with at least part of the thing. So that is how that will work. I've copied this layer, or this image, whatever. I'm going to paste it over here. And move it down so that it's lined up with the other thumbnail. Now that I've got both my thumbnails here, this is a duplicate layer of the layout screen, but thinking about it, you probably won't need the sketch anymore anyway, so it's okay if you just delete it. But you can delete the old gray box. And now we've got thumbnails instead for what you actually are going to have there, your video thumbnails. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure I just made it misaligned. And it'll take a little bit of time for me to get that back, right? So I'm just gonna have to delete the whole thing. I think it'll be faster for me to just re-add it. Whoops. Okay. That's better. That looks a little bit more lined up. And I'll adjust it later, of course. It's a little bit hard to work with such a small thing with screencast going. Okay. So there's that. And the logo I created, I'll be wanting to open that up. So that I can put that in too. I don't actually want to select this random spike here. So, whoops. Yeah, that's better. So using this select tool, I'm gonna try to get the whole circle without getting that random thing. And I'm gonna paste it in to the layout. And center it up in the triangle that I made for the layout, which should be right above that. Okay. Another requirement for, actually, it looks like there's a random triangle in the middle of my logo. I'm not totally sure why. I can't tell if I'm seeing things or not. Well, that random triangle is something that should be gotten rid of, but is not something that I can get to. As you can tell, the screencast thing is covering up the zoom keys. So I will deal with that later, and for the sake of time, just show you how to make a pull quote. And I did not leave room for such a thing in my original design. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change the way my layout works with the articles. I'm gonna bring it over here so that the topic is centered over this article. And I'm gonna get rid of this one on the edge. I've got an extra space here now. That is perfect to add in a quote and examples. So, oh my. So, I can change this to Verdana. Perhaps. It's taking a while to load, so if I don't bother to change something, it'll be because I'm running out of time, and I don't want this to be too long. Okay. It's not wanting to change, but I'm gonna tell you that I would change it if it would let me. And I don't think you want to watch me try to figure out why my computer's rebelling, so I'm just gonna keep going. Everything on my page so far has really hard, hard, sharp edges with all these triangles. So I kind of want to see what it'll look like if I add in some curves. I'm being really sloppy with this. I should probably add this into its own new layer. There. And for this, it should definitely be a much lighter color. Okay, so after playing around with this some more and getting it to look the way I'd like it to look, centering the text, see if I just have an image that I'll be able to put right there as an example. Well, it looks like I can put my sketch in right there for my logo. Okay. Definitely needs to be quite a bit smaller though. Okay. So, as you can see, you can add in a whole other column if you need to. That's an important thing to have that kind of flexibility with your layout. And basically, there you go. It's an overview of adding an